Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another SCUM single player episode. So I got a bit carried away, as you can quite clearly see. I did say I was only going to build a 2x2, but this is actually a 2x5 because I like symmetry. So we have some foundations placed down. This is my wood box, and we have our crates right here. My lean-to is still over there. You can kind of make it out. If you can't, I'll run over to it. I'm going to hold this as my home for right now. So this is just going to stay where it is. This is going to get moved. I need to destroy this, or I'll just let it kind of... I'll let it decay away. I'll let most of this decay away, and what we'll do is we'll replace our lean-to with a cot, or we might actually try and get a proper bed. But you can see what I'm trying to go for here. So on the left-hand side of this building, we are going to be placing the majority of the cooking area. So in the middle, we are going to place a oven. And on the sides, we're going to place all the little shelvings and stuff like that. On the right-hand side over here, we are going to make this our dedicated armory. So we're going to have a door here leading into a kind of L shape right here. And over here, we are going to place essentially... I'm not going to use steps or anything like that. I'm going to use a ladder. We're going to put a ladder hatch right here. And the ladder hatch is going to be right next to the kitchen. Doesn't make sense, I know. Don't come for me. Or I can place it right here. I might place it right here because it would free up a lot of space for the kitchen area. So what we're going to do is we're going to place a dedicated armory right here. So it's going to be... What we're going to do is we're going to make this as legit as possible. So the majority of the building is going to be made of wood. The armory itself, we're going to upgrade that to possibly cement. So the foundations are going to be made of cement. The walls are going to be made of cement. The interior walls are going to be made of wood. But they're going to be facing in the way, not out the way. So they're going to be facing innie. So the exterior, or the soft side, is going to be placed to the outside here, and the hard side placed inside, just to make it authentic. Do you know what I mean? Over here, where the kitchen area will be, we're going to make these brick, the red brick. So we're going to have a nice red brick kitchen area. This is turning into like house, this episode. But most of this episode is going to be dedicated to building the first level, or the ground floor of this building. So what we need is, well, we don't need a lot of materials for this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to dip and dive into a couple of these boxes and see if we've got any materials that we can actually siphon. So there's a whole bunch of materials that we can siphon right there. Let's put that there and take that out. I'm going to double click, and I'm going to cut these into small sticks. I've got both of my axes out for this. Did I get a chainsaw at some point? I can't remember if I got a chainsaw. I think it's in that wooden box. So there's all the sticks that we need. Is it in this box? It is in that box. Okay. This is where we use the chainsaw. Obviously, it needs a couple of goes. We obviously need to give it a bit of a tug. Hello? Oh, hello. Okay. Right. Okay. You. All right. Okay. We're doing this now, okay? Alright. Alright. This is fine. Wow. Hey! They're still coming off the hill. It's like a really, really bad rendition of like 28 weeks later. There's still more coming off the hill. Where are they coming from? I'm very good at this, isn't I? I'm very good at this. There's still more coming off the hill. Look! There's two more. Is there any more? There's another one. I can see him. See him? And the oranges? Right. Are they going to chill out? Dude, I just want to build my base. Right. Let's try this again. Excellent. What we're going to do is we're going to move this box. So, little tip for new players to the game: when you're inside the vicinity of your flag zone, you can move your boxes like this. If you don't have the box inside your flag vicinity, you can't move it like that. You need to basically place it on your back and move it that way. Hey presto, lots of wood. Let's move it over here, shall we? So close it up and just drag the icon to the ground. Drag the icon to the ground. I see a lot of people doing this. Like kind of dragging it like this. You can do that if you want, but to me it's not really that efficient. Just drag the icon to the ground. Right, chuck that in there. And just press R to turn that off. Place it in the back. This thing weighs 475 kilograms. Right? See how easier it is dragging the icon to the ground as opposed to doing this? Because sometimes you can just double click it and open it by accident. Right. Excellent. And now what we can do is just rip them out. Like that. And now and it's empty. We're all stacked. Easy peasy. Right. Let's get our ropes out because we made loads of ropes in the previous episode. And we're going to take that rope as well because we need the ropes. Alright. Shift F. Just be careful when you do Shift and W. That's auto walk. Oh, what we short? Oh, okay. We'll move them a wee bit closer then. There we go. What are we short? Ah, sticks. Okay, we can get the sticks. There's 2. Need one more. One more stick. Is there one more stick around here? Any sticks on the ground? No. Any sticks in here? Any sticks that I've missed? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the logs just so they are in line with all the walls that we're going to be building right now. So we've got 2 there, so I need to move these 2 forwards like that. In fact, what we'll do is we'll place this one there, push that one over there, and move this one forward. Need to put 2 on that square, 1 in that square. And that one's done, so we don't have to worry about that. So what we're going to do is we're going to move this one up here. Put that there. So all I'm doing right now is I'm organising the logs in the way that I need to have them. So let's get that one down and place that one there. So we need 2 here, because there's going to be 2 walls here. We're going to need 2 here, 2 walls here. 1 there, 1 there. Easy peasy. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to put away the chainsaw, just for right now. We don't really need it. We don't need it now. But what we do need is we need our axe out. So let's get our axe. And we're going to run over here. We're going to carry this, put that on our shoulder, and run it back over here. Like I said, do not use your chainsaw on this thing, okay? Don't use your chainsaw on this. It's pointless. Use an axe or use a saw. Or hell, use like your knives, right? Or a bushman or something like that. A bushman's just a really, really fat knife. But if you use a chainsaw on this thing, you won't get as many long sticks, you won't get as many short sticks. So don't use the goddamn chainsaw on the tree branches. Use your axes. I've been watching quite a few streams lately. There's a lot of new players to the game, and it's fair enough. Everybody has to do trial and error. Everybody's learning at their own pace. But occasionally I'll jump into a stream and I'll be like, they've got a chainsaw out and they're like chainsawing like the long sticks into short sticks and they're only getting 3 back. And I'm like, you could have used a saw. You could have used an axe to get 5. Why are you using an axe on that log when you have a chainsaw? What are you doing? But I have to obviously remember, that, as I said, people are learning at their own rate, and I like to offer my help. I like to be a helpful person. A lot of people regard me as an ambassador to this game, and I understand why. I get why, but like I'm just a routine player of this game. I make content because I like the game. I don't want to say I'm an ambassador. I'll speak highly of the game, but I'll also say there's a few things that it could work on. But when it comes to things like that, I do like to offer my help, and I do ask people like when they're streaming and if they're on Twitch or if they're on YouTube and stuff like that, and it says in the title like they're brand new to the game, would you like help? And majority of the time it's yes, I would like a little bit of help. What do I do here? What do I do there? How do I do this? Those kind of questions I can answer straight away. Those are the type of questions I love to answer. I like answering questions like that. If I can help someone, I will help someone. Oh, I need another log for that. Oh, damn it. Okay. Well, in the meantime, we'll just do some blanket walls like this. If you're wondering what keys I'm using, Alt-C for the last crafted item is what I'm using right now. So if you want multiple like kind of windows, or if you want a full-on wall, why is that not doing what it's told? There we go, that's better. That's what I wanted it to do. Shift F, Shift F, Shift F, Shift F, Shift F, Shift F. There we go. And oh, that's actually facing the wrong way around. So we're going to destroy that and we're going to rebuild that because that is facing the wrong way. That little arrow needs to be pointed out the way. Soft side, hard side. Soft side, hard side. Think a wee bit like Rust. If you've ever played Rust, you've got a soft side and you've got a hard side. The hard side is your exterior. The soft side is the interior. So just something to bear in mind. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here and see this. Oh, there's a convenient little log. I'm going to take that. Didn't even realise that I'd had one left over. That completes the build. That completes the ground floor. All we have to do is get 2 more, or 3 more, 4 more, 3 more, 4 more. I don't know. 1, 2. We need 3 more. Right. So what we're going to do is we're going to do this. We're going to do this, and then we're going to do a little doorway. Do we want to just do a twig support maybe? Do we want to do a twig support? Or do I want to do a single... door frame? By the way, to change the direction in which that arrow points out or in, use your mouse wheel. Backwards, forwards, backwards, forwards. Press F to place. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a little L support in here. But I'm gonna use the L support in a way that it makes sense. I would use the double frame like this, but you don't really need to. I'm gonna do that again. What I want to do is have the main post against the wall, and that just goes over, so it marries up nicely and neatly. So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need 5 logs now. Conveniently for me, we've got our little thing in there. We've got our little chainsaw in there. So I'm going to place my axe in my backpack. Put that back in my back. And we'll close this. And we'll drag it out. Right, in fact, to make things a little bit easier to showcase here, I'm going to do this. Show flag area. Okay, so our flag area covers 1, 2, 3... couple over there. There's a 4th one over there. We'll go over these ones over here, shall we? So like I said, just drag it to the ground. Drag it to the ground. What you can do is actually you can do this. Expand your inventory space or expand your vicinity space. And it makes things a lot easier. Right. Power it on. That only took 1 go. Got down this tree. Lovely. Place everything inside. What we will do is we'll take the tree branches as well. There's a little tree over there, so we'll do that as well. See how easy that is? You can tell that people can get bases built very quickly if they use this handy little method. And it is very handy. Generally speaking, it's a very handy little method. So what to do is, your inventory is your vicinity is usually like right there. Drop it all the way down. It won't shoot back up until you obviously restart your game. And you can sprint with it. How easy is that? How convenient is that? It makes the difference between spending like hours building your base or like minutes building your base. And as much as I love base building in this game, as much as I love building bases and like trying different things, I do also like playing the game. So there is that. So all I'm doing right now is I'm just filling everything up, and what we'll do is we'll pull out our 5 logs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Stand here. 5. Easy peasy. And that's going to be our armory. Lovely. Right, let's get a door on this thing. Because we don't want anybody walking in just willy-nilly, you know what I mean? We don't want uninvited guests. And it only needs 1 log. There's a log. Shift F. And we can open that door. Beautiful. And now we'll get ourselves a little door on here as well. That only needs 1 log. Scroll down. 1 log. Shift F. Shift F is basically you use all the available materials in your inventory. If you've got all the materials to build it, you don't need to constantly go F, 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 F. Don't do that. Do Shift F. That's like, it's like a similar aspect of unpack all. It's like use all or build all. That's the kind of, that's the button that does everything for you. Okay, what we're going to do now is we are going to build an improvised oven. We're going to turn that round and we're going to try and get this as flush as we can against that wall. Okay, so we need 16 metal, we need 6 bolts or nails, and we need a blunt weapon. I also seen this on a live stream recently as well. I believe it was Muller. Muller's a partner Twitch streamer who predominantly does DayZ. But he was playing a little bit of SCUM recently, and he's like, why do I need a baseball bat? Why do I need this? And I had to explain to him, it's a blunt weapon. It's a blunt instrument. So if you see anything with like a shovel or a bat, a baseball bat, you go, why do I need that? It's just the same case of like, why would you need a bladed weapon to sharpen a long stick into a spear? It makes sense, doesn't it? You use the sharp blade to make another sharp blade or a pointed item, so you're going to use your blunt instrument to hammer nails into metal to create an oven. So let's create it. 5, 10, 8. There's our 10 right there. Any more metal? Scrap. Huh, we don't have enough. Okay, we only need 3 more. We only need 3 more. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use a pipe. A metal pipe as a blunt weapon, as a blunt instrument. There we go. All we'll do is we'll just place it back in there again. Right. All we need to do now is get a whole bunch of metal. In fact, we only need 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to run over to our friendly little location known as the quarry, which is literally right beside us. And we're going to grab ourselves some stuff. I have to keep remembering this is the hands, and these are my holsters, my back holsters. I keep forgetting about that. Alright, let's go grab some metal. Let's see if we can grab a car that we haven't actually touched yet. Just double check that I'm reloaded on this. We've got a slug round in there. Any cars here? No cars there. I believe there's a couple cars over here. I would go to those ones, but those ones I've already searched through, so there's no point going through those. Not enough time has passed for the the single player settings to have kicked in to tell it, right, restock the items in there. I'm going to have a wander in here as well. A lot of people ask me my opinion about the Scout and the Hunter as well. These are the Karambit style knives. They're not particularly good when it comes to fighting things. So I would highly recommend you avoiding the Karambit style, the kind of curved blades in the game. Especially if you want to use them for fighting, if you want to use them for any sort of fighting, PvP or against the kind of overworld, PvE and stuff like that. I would say keep them for crafting because it's still a knife, but it's not a very good knife when it comes to the whole stabby slashy part of a knife's whole detail. So don't. Oh, see what I mean? We've actually been through all this. You see? See how it says no items found, and there's no loading bar, which means we may have to go further afield to get our metal. Before we do that though, let's just double check in here. See, we've already searched in here, and the game is already recognising that we've been in here, so there's not been enough time allocated to the single player save for it to basically tell it restock all the items, so we're going to have to go to the other quarry, which isn't a big deal. It really isn't a big deal. And I'll show you firsthand as well over here. So this one right here, see, no items found, we've already went through it. Same for these ones as well. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run over to the other quarry, so I'll see you in just a second. Well, that didn't take too long at all. And what the hell is that? Oh, it's a drone? Down there, also down there as well, is where we're going. Aye! I thought I was going to break my legs there for a second. Ooh! I'm always worried about the height that I jump or fall from in this game. Occasionally what will happen is... Oh, there's a couple of... Bad puppet. Don't know how... I don't know... Oh no! That's from behind me. That noise was from behind me, so let's go right down. See? Right there. Right, we need the metal. We need metal. 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 Nails. There's a backpack in here. We'll take that. Oh, duct tape. That's a good find. Small screwdriver. Don't really want to take that. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what it is, but I think I might be getting a bit of a cold, which isn't a good sign. I have to clear my throat every now and again. Right, let's have a wee nosy in here. Bolts. What have we got? What else have we got? Aha! Halloween masks. Smartphone battery, that's a good find. Bolts. We'll need to build a charging station as well for all our batteries as well. Batteries will eventually run out on you, so it's best to try and make yourself a charging pack. You can find that by going to items and then go type in charge. Medium, small and large battery charger. So we need electrician's tools, which is the main thing really. This is the main culprit you need to kind of watch out for, as well as the battery cables. Right, a couple more of these vehicles and then we will dip back to the base and get ourselves all built up. get our oven built up, which means we can start cooking as well. I heard noise. Turns out I didn't hear a noise. I'm sure there's a busted vehicle in one of these. Oh well, in either case, these are some decent boxes to actually go through, so we're gonna do that. TNT? Well, I won't say no to TNT. Some dynamite. More metal. A singular brick. More metal. Nothing in there. Air pump for the new inflatable. I think that's all we need. 5. We've got 15. We can go home. Oh, ladies and gentlemen. A loot puppet. A loot puppet. Now, when I go over to this, a horde will trigger. A horde will trigger the moment I start searching this. So, right, as soon as this searches, here they come. Oh, maybe not. Every time I search one of these guys, a horde triggers. Now, I know this firsthand because if you've been watching my multiplayer videos or my multiplayer playthroughs on this game, you'll have noticed it. Okay, we don't have enough room for this, so what we're going to do is we're going to put this in our hands. Like that. Now let's go home. Alright. Home, sweet home. That only took a couple of minutes. Let's get this oven built up. We'll just do Shift F, and that's it built. Absolutely fantastic. Cool. Not just that, we came home with another backpack as well. We also got ourselves a hiking backpack, and we've got ourselves a 357 Magnum. Let's unpack that. Put that in our hands. Let's have a look at this big bad boy. Oh, the shine, the bloom. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this. Put that on. Oh, that doesn't fit. What if we take that off? Let's take that off. Let's put that on. Oh, that's interesting. I may have to address this to the devs actually, because this is technically a Picatinny rail on the bottom and the top. Oh, do you know what we could use in its place actually? I've got an idea. Oh, it doesn't even work on that. Okay. That's quite interesting actually. That's not supposed to do that. That's maybe we need the deagle. Maybe we need the deagle red dot sight for this. Hold on, is that on that? Nope. Okay, it seems as though we need to go and get ourselves a potential deagle red dot sight, because I don't feel like using this this 357 Magnum without a sight. Now, the reason why this thing has like a Picatinny rail adapter attached to the front of it is mainly because you can put an under barrel flashlight on this thing, We can still see the irons on this. You can still see the irons on it, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it off. I'm going to put this on. That's a wee bit better. Doesn't make sense that that would be there. I would much rather it be on the front of the barrel. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. You know what I mean? You can't be complaining about this stuff. Anyway, let's shut that up and let's start planning out the rest of the kitchen. So we are going to do a triple right there, a triple right there, and that is cheap as chips. What we're going to do is we're going to move the wood box over, and in one of these we're going to place all of our bats and stuff like that. I'm going to hold on to the metal, I'm going to hold on to the bolts, I'm going to probably put away most of the craftable stuff. So, oh, the bullets. This one. Put them in there. That in there. That in there. That in there. That in there. Hold on to the nails, and these nails as well, just in the event that we need them. We do need them. And we need one of these. Nails. Do we need more? Probably need more. Okay. Into the wood box. Grab this. Grab that. Grab that. Turn it on. Now, like I said, don't use an axe to cut up logs into planks. Use a chainsaw. You get 6 back. Instead of 4. So what we can do now is Shift F and Shift F. And we've still got plenty of planks, which means we can continue building our little area here. So I'm going to do a little different one here. I'm going to do a little single one right there. There we go. I'm going to do a little corner piece right here. Look at that. And we're going to do a little triple one just to round it off. And it seems as though we need more nails, so let's just unpack all. Same thing over here. Let's do a little corner piece. Shift F. We've run out of wood. Not a problem. Let's just turn the chainsaw back on. Turn these into wooden planks. Turn it back off again. Shift F. And now we'll do a little double on the end here. There we go. What a convenient little kitchen. Now the good thing about these kitchen drawers is they're all inventory space. This one, all of them are inventory space. Which makes a big difference. Major difference. Because what we can do now is I can probably put like a kind of electric stove here. I could probably put a fridge here or a fridge here. And we can make ourselves some really cool cooked items. There we go. Stove ring. Do we have a pot and pan? Do we have a pot and pan? We have no pots and pans. Not to worry. Not to worry at all. Oh, hold on a second. There it is. Right, hold on a second. That one. Let's try this. Let's see if I'm right. Oh, I'm totally right. I'm totally right. We have to use the Deagle. The Desert Eagle Red Dot with the Viper M357 rail. And all we need now after this is a little flashlight. I didn't mean to put that in there. That's not meant to be in there. It's not very mate. It's not. I need to name these chests. Right, hold on. I need to name these. Otherwise, I'm going to end up like moving things in the wrong place. Craft. Food. Tact. There we go. Easy peasy. Now we really do need something to eat. So. Oh, we've also got a pizza cookbook as well. All we need to do is get some flour. And we can make ourselves some cool items. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eat some of these apples. And I'm going to go and... Oh, do you know what we need to build? A well. We need a well. In order to stop us from having to kind of travel to refill our water bottles. So what we're going to do is... We're going to do it the easy way. We're going to do crafting. We're going to do base building. We'll scroll all the way to the bottom down to utilities. There's our little well. And I'm going to place it right there. 16 logs, 8 planks. We won't start building that just yet. We'll just leave that for what it is right now. Do you know what we need? We need a roof. We need a ceiling. So, let's get the ceilings built. Now, ceilings are really cheap, actually. Ceilings only cost long or short sticks, as well as your ropes. So what we can do is we can just... Oh, do you know what I'll do? I've got an idea. Okay. So, Alt-C for your last crafted item. There we go. Alt-C. Alt-C. And on this one, we are going to build one of these. That's going to be our hatch, where we go upstairs. Alt-C. We will also need to build some supporting struts for the upper level. Oh, we've reached the maximum amount of blueprints that we can actually use here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go into our wood. We're going to take this out. Close that up. Go to tact. Go inventory. Grab an axe. And then we're just going to chop up this tree. And now we've got a ceiling. And this won't take us too long, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut all the long sticks into short sticks. But whilst we do that, do you want to learn a little bit more Scots with feudal? Do you want to learn a little bit more? Yeah, of course you do. All right, what have we got today? Oh, I know what we can use today. I know what we can learn today, because I know a few people that have been talking to me and they have been telling me about these people that they think are very silly and they're not very intelligent and all this stuff. We call them in Scotland an idiot. An idiot. Someone who's a bit stupid. Someone who does something silly. You're a bit of an idiot. Mate, you're being a bit of an idiot. You're an idiot. Do you know what I mean? So, if you want to call someone kind of, well, stupid or kind of dumb, and you want to do it in a very Scottish way, you call them an idiot. Mate, you're an idiot. Alright, there you go. Go forth and use it. Go forth and spread the word. I love teaching people this stuff. It's like I said, I think it's a vanity thing. I genuinely think it's a vanity thing, because every language has got its own slang. But now that Scots is a recognised international language, I get to teach you guys. I get to teach you guys how to swear at people. Here, do a crime with my language. Not an actual crime, if you know what I mean. You just call someone silly or someone stupid or something like that, you know what I mean? Right, let's get our ropes back out, because we kind of need those to complete the rest of this building. Again, holding Shift F. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab a few of these twiggy twigs. Right, so I'm going to Oh man, I'm using my other hand to spam this. There we go. Shift F, Shift F, Alt C, Shift F. And now we have a ceiling. The next portion of this is to build the ladder itself. So we need a log. Do we have a log? We have a log. We have 2 logs. There we go. And now we need the ladder hatch. 1 more log. And that's the base complete. Well, for now, it's complete. It's not totally complete, but it's as good as it's going to be for right now, for what we've got available to us. There we go. Place the food right there. Lovely. And the wood box can go at the door, because the wood box is going to get well and truly used. There we go. We now have a 2x5 home. Now, this will not do for PvP, by the way. Maybe if you do like solid walls here, you'd be totally fine. But you would also need an airlock. So what you would do is you would build an airlock right here. So you'd also take this away. Don't build these in PvP. If you're going to build these in PvP, build them like 2 floors up on the 3rd floor or the 2nd floor. Make sure your bottom levels are all solid walls, okay? But for this, what you could do to make this even more secure is put one of these walls, one of these, right here, right? And then what to do is put a doorway here and a doorway here. And then keep that doorway so you've got another airlock right here. So, airlock 1, airlock 2, armory. Airlock 1, kind of main confines here, and then you put a lock on this. So they can only be held down here. But what you could do, if they do get into your ground floor, is you could make these floors either the camo net flooring or the twig floor with bars, so you can see down, you can shoot down into the ground floor. So you could even put it right here as well. You could create a kill box right here. A kill box. You get it? Because we've got kill boxes in the game. You could put something right here, so you've got a way to shoot here if they try and get in. You've got a way to shoot down on them, so if they're hiding here, avoiding the gaze from the window right there, you can shoot down from there. I'm not a PvPer, I'm not a PvP builder, but that, in my mind, that's how that would work for me. That's how it would work out for me, at least. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna cut it here. This has been a great episode. I've featured quite a few things that I think will be very helpful to new players, especially the box thing. So, if you're in your flag vicinity, the blue line, you own the ground here. You can move your boxes around, like I've shown you. You can move them around like this. Right? Whereas if you go outside that blue line, you will not be able to do this. You will not be able to do this. You will need to do this. And you don't want to do that. You really don't want to do that. So, stay within your flag confines, stay within your flag vicinity, and you'll be totally fine. Anyway, folks, this has been a fantastic episode, and with that as well, the sun is going down. I'm going to go away and probably have another few games of SCUM, maybe play it off camera, maybe do a few other things. What I will do is I'll probably build this off camera, this well, so the next episode you will see the well constructed. It might not have any water in it. It probably won't have any water in it because I need to be here for a set amount of time before this starts to refill. Just the same way as it would be on multiplayer. But anyway, folks, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, leave a thumbs up on this video. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Share your thoughts on the base building aspect of this game. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to stay up to date with videos on SCUM and other games, consider subscribing, ring the little bell, and select all. You'll be updated with the latest upload on this channel, as well as my live streams, which have been pretty damn good the last few weeks, and we do them every Sunday. Every Sunday we live stream. All right, so join me on Sunday, tomorrow, because I'm recording this on the Saturday, for that live stream. And ladies and gentlemen, if you want to support me just a little bit further, consider clicking that join button, become a paid member, a YouTube paid member to the channel, or click the link in my description for my Patreon and pledge however much you like. Any and all support goes a very long way in this channel, ladies and gentlemen, and it's 2026. We're going to make waves this year. I've got a good feeling about it. Anyway, folks, thanks for joining me. I've been Mr. Furo. Hope you've enjoyed it. I'll see you all another time.